In today's consumer-driven world, the pressure to accumulate material possessions is immense. We are constantly bombarded with advertisements, social media influencers, and societal expectations that tell us success is measured by how much we own. However, there's an alternative approach to personal finance that is gaining traction. Living like you own nothing, living with a less is more mentality can free you from the burden of unnecessary possessions, reduce financial stress, and help you focus on what truly matters. In today's video, we'll explore the principles of living like you own nothing and how it can transform your financial life. This approach doesn't mean living in deprivation. It means redefining success and finding financial freedom by owning less. Number 1, shift your mindset from ownership to access. The first step in living like you own nothing is shifting your mindset from ownership to access. We often believe that owning something gives us control and security, but in reality, ownership comes with costs, maintenance, repairs, and even emotional attachment. Instead, focus on accessing what you need without the long-term responsibility of ownership. For example, instead of buying a car, consider using ride-sharing services, renting, or carpooling. Similarly, if you're into DIY projects or gardening, you could rent tools instead of buying them outright. The idea is to pay only for what you need, when you need it, and avoid the long-term costs of ownership. This mindset shift applies to housing as well. Many people believe that owning a home is the ultimate financial goal, but renting can provide flexibility and reduce the financial burden of maintenance and property taxes. By renting, you can allocate more of your income to savings, investments, or experiences. Number 2, prioritize experiences over possessions. Living like you own nothing encourages you to prioritize experiences over material possessions. Research shows that people who spend money on experiences such as travel, hobbies, and time with loved ones report greater happiness and satisfaction than those who spend money on material goods. Experiences create lasting memories and personal growth, while material possessions often lose their value and appeal over time. For example, instead of spending money on the latest gadgets, luxury items, or home decor, invest in experiences that bring you joy, whether it's a weekend getaway, attending a workshop, or simply spending quality time with family. These experiences will provide more lasting value than physical items that depreciate or become obsolete. Focusing on experiences can also help you save money. When you're not constantly chasing the next big purchase, you'll find that your financial priorities shift towards saving and investing for future experiences. This creates a virtuous cycle of less spending and more financial freedom. Number 3, minimalize your living space. One of the key aspects of living like you own nothing is adopting a minimalist lifestyle, particularly when it comes to your living space. Instead of filling your home with unnecessary furniture, decorations, and gadgets, focus on simplicity and functionality. A minimalist home is easier to maintain, less stressful, and more cost-effective. Start by decluttering your living space. Get rid of items you don't use or need, and avoid buying things just because they're on sale or trendy. Consider the value that each item adds to your life. If it doesn't serve a purpose, it's probably not worth keeping. You can also downsize your living space. A smaller home or apartment means lower rent, utility bills, and maintenance costs. It also forces you to be intentional about what you keep and use, which aligns perfectly with the own nothing philosophy. Additionally, smaller spaces encourage you to spend more time outdoors or with friends, further enriching your life with experiences instead of possessions. Number 4, rent or share. Instead of buy, one of the most practical ways to live like you own nothing is to rent or share items that you don't use frequently. This approach is not only more affordable, but also more sustainable, as it reduces the demand for new products and minimizes waste. For example, instead of buying expensive tools for a one-time project, you can rent them from a tool library or borrow them from a neighbor. The same goes for things like camping gear, party supplies, or even clothing for special events. Platforms like Rent the Runway allow you to rent designer clothing instead of purchasing it, while peer-to-peer sharing apps let you borrow or rent items from others in your community. This method of collaborative consumption helps you save money while reducing clutter in your home. It also fosters a sense of community, as you're sharing resources with others instead of accumulating possessions that may only be used once or twice. Number 5, eliminate unnecessary subscriptions and expenses. One of the most overlooked aspects of modern life is the number of subscriptions we accumulate. Streaming services, gym memberships, magazines, and more. Many people forget they even have these subscriptions, leading to wasted money each month. Living like you own nothing means cutting out unnecessary recurring expenses and simplifying your finances. Start by reviewing your bank statements and canceling any subscriptions you no longer use or need. You might be surprised at how many monthly payments you can eliminate. Additionally, consider whether you can consolidate services. For example, do you really need multiple streaming services? Or can you choose just one? By cutting out these unnecessary expenses, you can save hundreds of dollars each year. This money can be redirected towards savings, investments, or meaningful experiences that align with your values and goals. Number 6, invest in quality, not quantity. While living like you own nothing encourages minimalism, it's important to invest in quality when you do need to make a purchase. Instead of buying cheap, disposable items that will need to be replaced frequently, invest in high-quality goods that are built to last. This approach might require a larger upfront investment, but it will save you money in the long run. For example, instead of buying fast fashion that wears out after a few washes, invest in durable, timeless clothing that will last for years. The same principle applies to appliances, furniture, and even technology. Buy products with a reputation for longevity and reliability. This mindset shift will not only save you money, but also reduce the environmental impact of frequent consumption and waste. By focusing on quality over quantity, you'll find that you need to buy fewer items overall, freeing up more of your income for savings and investments. Number 7, adopt a debt-free mentality. One of the most empowering aspects of living like you own nothing is the ability to free yourself from debt. In a world where credit is readily available, many people find themselves trapped in a cycle of spending and borrowing. Adopting a debt-free mentality allows you to break free from this cycle and regain control of your finances. The first step is to stop accumulating new debt. Avoid using credit cards for unnecessary purchases, and focus on paying off any existing debt as quickly as possible. This may require making sacrifices in the short term, such as cutting back on discretionary spending or selling items you no longer need. Once you're debt-free, you'll have more flexibility and freedom in your financial life. Without the burden of monthly debt payments, you can focus on building wealth, saving for the future, and enjoying life without the stress of financial obligations. Number 8, focus on long-term financial freedom. Living like you own nothing is not about deprivation. It's about prioritizing long-term financial freedom over short-term gratification. By reducing your material possessions and focusing on experiences, you can create a life that is rich in meaning and free from financial stress. This approach also allows you to save and invest more of your income, which will pay off in the long run. Whether you're saving for retirement, a down payment on a home, or a dream vacation, living simply gives you the financial flexibility to achieve your goals. In the end, living like you own nothing is about creating a life that is free from the constraints of materialism. By focusing on what truly matters, your relationships, experiences, and personal growth, you can achieve financial independence and live a more fulfilling life. Living like you own nothing isn't about giving up everything you love. It's about simplifying your life, reducing financial stress, and focusing on what really matters. By shifting your mindset, prioritizing experiences, and minimizing unnecessary expenses, you can find greater freedom and fulfillment in both your financial and personal life.